Raju, Dinaway, Dog. Welcome to another edition of the Blue Green Ocean Road with your host, David R. Stenberg. With him is Captain Morgan on the SS Poop Deck. Sorry, I have no poop to scoop up this morning, so I can't entertain you in that way. So, another rainy day here on the poop deck, another rainy Saturday.
They're going to be in Maine.
Oh, that's next week.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I'll be back. I'll uh, I'll catch you on the poop deck of the SS Beechwood
Yeah, like
up
last
in
year.
Maine next Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there'll be that. And I was up to see Mike Howart last Wednesday. Another friend of mine as well the next day.
Hey, is,
Got it all out in one.
is Mike. Ooh, well, this is going very quickly. Mike, you're
It's all
blurring
coming
yourself.
together very quickly,
How's it going?
You're,
right?
you're actually getting your blurriness is getting worse. I think. I think it's worse. Isn't that have a
Is it
focus?
I don't think
the,
it's the camera. I think it's me.
Oh yeah. You got some kind of fog around you.
Yeah,
wipe some?
I'm
Take your
blurry.
thumb and wipe it across the camera.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the older I get, the blurrier I wish I was.
I
I
think it
got
happens
I
just
got under this
naturally.
fluorescent light, like at work, with big giant mirrors in the bathroom with these awful fluorescent lights, and I could see acne I had when I was a teenager. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Get me out of this light. Dim light. Windex? Don't do it, man.
Not on your computer screen. Don't put that on your
Yeah,
computer
this.
screen. Yeah, don't put that on
Keep
there.
on.
That stuff's not good for computer screens.
Yeah,
That better?
see a little bit.
Yeah, water is your best bet.
No, you're doing good. Yeah, he's just doing the
And
lens.
and,
It won't destroy
and
it.
use the lens cleaner. Don't use paper
Whoa!
towel. Paper towel scratches.
This is a Kleenex.
It's all right. That'll be fine.
Uh,
It's fine. So,
Is it any
George, you
less
had
blurry?
glasses, huh?
yes,
I saw
yes,
glasses.
sir. I wear glasses. It's reading glasses.
Oh, oh. Well, I like that you said that. They're for reading.
Oh yes. Well,
You know,
I did.
don't get the wrong idea.
No, my vision is diminishing. It is.
Yeah,
I can feel it in my bones.
I
I got a
still have
Like
magnifying glass.
too little butter spread on too much bread, as they say.
I still have perfect vision. I just can't focus on things close up.
That's my eye doctor said that when I hit 40, your the muscle gets weakened, where you can.
It's the gel inside the eye gets
Yeah.
stiffer, and
So
so
you gotta get grease
And the
fittings,
muscles can't
right?
squish it
the
to
muscles
to
can't pull it
focus
back,
on the
so you can
limb.
focus on small things. But the shape of your eye stays the same. So if you needed glasses when you're a kid, you need glasses. But if you don't need glasses, you're still going to need cheaters in order to read as you get older.
Yeah, I got bifocals. You can't see them. You can't see the lines. And when I first put them on, I go, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Right? And he says you'll get used to it, right? Your eyes will just learn the places in the
Uh,
glass to look at certain distances. It just works it out. At first, I couldn't put my eyes in the right place of the lens. Like it would take a while to like find where it would be in focus. Sort of like when you're doing the binoculars like this. And then now, like it's weird. It's true. He said maybe don't wear them on the way home. Um, while you're driving. And
The first time, you mean?
yeah, so I put them. Yeah, now I don't. I hadn't thought about that in years, to tell you the truth. But I've been wearing them forever.
You know someone that has trifocals that way.
Yeah, these are
It's
mine.
graduated.
It's
They've
cool.
got
Right?
three different lenses.
Yeah, it's like um, what is it? It's a book. It's a bird. Alpha Centauri. It's not my joke.
I got it.
So I finished Spartina,
Oh yeah.
which was fucking. We know these people. It takes place Matunic, Point Judith, and then Route 1 up to Wickford. It's like, and do you remember that time Jim Toomey took us around all the places on Point Judith he knew, like the bunkers.
No, I wasn't with you then.
Oh, you weren't.
No, I
It
wasn't.
seemed
I
like a
wasn't
day you'd
doing
be
that.
with us, man. Oh, that was
Probably
so
would
cool.
have.
That's too bad. You weren't with us, were you, George? No, I guess not.
No, were you thinking what? Was that like you and John
It was-
and Cheryl?
No. Well, all right, that was later. This is earlier. I had a Volkswagen. That was before I went in the Navy.
Oh,
Um,
Ricky Mailhot maybe, or
yeah, maybe. Well, I was with Jim Toomey, so maybe that was it.
I never hung out with him other than school.
Yeah,
I never saw him like outside of school.
I knew where he lived. I dropped
He was
him
a
off
nice
in the
kid.
blizzard. I knew where his house was. I found it in the blizzard. Dropped him off. Okay, him and Marty Martin. It was because of him that he kind of saved us. That kid, right? He's in the back seat. We're in buttonhole, and we're just watching the snow come down. Well, good snow. And he said, "I go to the bathroom." So I opened the door to let him out. He was in the back seat. I pushed snow away. I go, "Fuck, this is getting deep." And then now I'm like desperate. So Christ, we gotta get out of here. And that's where the
never mind, you
adventure began.
fucking piss.
So
Yes, though.
So this guy, he's his family used to have. This is all fictional, right? But he used to have like a big part of the salt marsh, right? And that's sort of like around Matunic, that part of the area right after Galilee. And so his family had sold it off. He had lost pieces of it, and all he had left was this one plot, like at the top of a salt creek. And he was trying to just itch out a living fishing, and he was like, it pissed him off, right? He was like bitter about it. He just got short about it all the time, and it's weird. Like now, it brought back memories of me and my grandfather's dairy farm, because it was the exact same scenario, right? It's like I just lived on this one. Matter of fact, there used to be Stenberg's Pond, and then when it got sold, the title got transferred to Snow's Pond, right? It wasn't even my pond. I mean, I watched the whole. When we first got there, it was still my grandfather's dairy farm, right? And I watched the whole thing just slowly go away, and then like all the woods, the whole place was wonderful, and I watched it just slowly disappear. But I got over it. This guy never got over it. Like, matter of fact, I asked my dad once. I think it healed me of it. I said, "Dad, why don't we keep the farm, right?" And he said, "Because I hate fucking farming." That's what he said. and your uncle never did it, right? He was never helped, right? Because he was like really younger. Like my uncle Arthur is like 8 years younger than my dad, and he was like useless, right? And he wanted to be useless because nobody hated farmer more than Art, right? So that's why. Okay. So then he goes fishing. Then it's all that stuff, right? It's all stuff like they go up on Route 1. All these places right? And like all the he goes deep. He has to go deep. That happened to my boss. This was one of the last summers we fished in Narragansett Bay for lobsters. After that, when I came back from the Navy 4 years later, my boss had a different boat, bigger, and he was going deep. And that's what this guy is doing. So this is around 84, 85. You can't see when it is, but this is the time.
Sorry about this, guys. Sorry about that. It's
You stop smearing peanut butter on yourself, George.
I know. I need the attention.
Excited.
I'm so desperate for it.
Sorry,
like man. I didn't mean to derail your book.
That was pretty much it, though. I mean, I really enjoyed it, and it was like. And
that
like,
sounds. I'd like to read that. That sounds really interesting to me.
Oh, there was one more point. When he was down, his friends, right? They help each other, like we do. Actually, it's kind of weird. Like he has these, like my friend with a truck. I go get pots. Could you help? Some of them even take the boat out for him. Like we'll pull a trawl while they're doing some other thing, right? They can just count on each other. They're all like sine wave. That was that too. Like they're New Englanders, they're Rhode Islanders, man, right? And from Point Judith. So yeah, it's Galilee, all that place. I fell in love with the ocean there. Like the first time I saw Galilee, I was like, yeah, love at first sight. Then, oh, you know what I got? I got Jaws Log, right? Remember that book, Jaws Log? Jaws Log was about making Jaws, right? It was called Jaws Log, right? It has it's the new release. It has the movie script in it. So I ain't got it yet. I can't wait because I'm gonna read like Quint. Maybe next week I'll read lines from Quint's. You've been counting money all your life, Hooper. Hey, I don't need any of this working man hero shit. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
I know this guy. His family, his great going back to the 1630s, grandfather was a colonel, and he owned all of Sakonnet and most of the coast of Rhode Island. Right. And, thousands and thousands of acres. Like if they had it now, they would be like billionaires, He owned most of the coast. And the family over the years sold it all off until like this generation doesn't have any of their ancestral property except for what they bought. Like I bought a house,
Yeah. Yep. It'll wear on your mind if you let it.
Yeah.
And in this case, this guy, well, the great part, the growth in the book is that he gets over it, finally. It's really fucking good. It's really good, man. There's a hurricane. I think he's talking about actually the one I went through. Was that Gloria in '85? I think it was Gloria.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I think so.
Yes, I think they're right.
Gloria.
Well,
it's Gloria.
But there was back then. It was all right.
Yeah, so Gloria doesn't say that either. It doesn't really pinpoint that, but that was the hurricane. And so he just gets a boat built, right? His insurance don't kick in for like 3 days, right? And there's a hurricane coming, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Like 2 weeks after I moved all my shit down to Narragansett, like the same, I think it's the same storm. Like, what the fuck? Perfect timing. So so he just screws out into the ocean alone. He doesn't want to take his kid. His kid's like 15, 16. He wants to go. He says, no. So he takes it out because it's not insured, and if it stays in port, it's going to get fucking ruined, And he just got it fitted out, right? Just got it to start and everything. So yeah, there's like 2 chapters of that, him just trying to skirt out.
Wow.
Just get as far east as possible on the other side of the storm, and that's when slammed into Rhode Island. So, and then he comes back in and he assesses the damage. He's like he's got his, right. He's coming into right into like Galilee and all that shit. Just like it's great.
You ever see The Perfect Storm?
Yeah. Oh, I read the book too. Yeah, that's one of my favorite authors. Younger. Yeah.
That storm, when that storm hit, like the movie, like they show all this drama, all this stuff that happened on the ship, but like nobody survived on that ship, so they don't really know what happened.
Well, in his book, he does say that they go through, they extended it. They did yard work. The guy owned it, the owner, wanted to give it more capacity, and so they put in bigger fuel tanks, and there was a bunch of other modifications it took, and it like weakened the hull, and that's all speculation too. But it had all this like kind of beyond design of the ship's additions. I don't remember, but it's this.
What I remember best about that storm. Sebastian Younger. What I remember best about that storm is that it was during that storm when 2 Jehovah's Witnesses, not Jehovah's, what are they, Mormon missionaries, came to my door, and my gutter in front of my door is overflowing.
Yeah.
And it's like pouring on them, and it's just raining and howling wind out there. And these guys are standing there, and they're like, wanting to tell me about Mormonism. I'm like, why don't you come in out of the rain? And they're like, oh no, sir, we don't go in the house. So I put on my best father voice. I said, you get in here out of the rain right now. And they went, okay.
Yeah. Well, they are sheep. Yeah.
It was nasty out there, you know. It was just trying to talk to me out in the rain, you know.
Yeah. The Lord's trying to tell you something.
They wouldn't accept a cup of tea, which I later found out like they don't drink, like
Stimulant?
caffeine is an illicit drug to them.
Yeah, stimulant. Yeah,
So-
I knew a couple of, what is it, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Mormon.
I knew
These
one.
were Mormons. Mormons that don't take any drugs at all. They don't use alcohol. They
Oh,
don't
yeah,
use
that's right. Yeah, I confused those two.
but they can eat sugar, so they eat a lot of sugar.
They're maybe they're big sugar. Maybe that's,
The grocery store in Utah has like 3 aisles of sweets.
yeah. You ever been there?
Yeah,
Utah? Yeah, it's beautiful, right?
yeah.
Dark Winds on Netflix. I watched after Spartan. I didn't want to start another book, and I like it. It's a Tony Hillerman story.
Yeah,
about-
yeah,
Did you see it?
yeah.
That's good, right?
It is good.
Did you recognize the guy that played the cop? He was in Fargo,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Lost Time guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I like him. I like that a lot. As a matter of fact, I like this so much. I got the Tony Hillerman book that's it's based on.
Oh, yeah.
Because I read Skinwalkers that George had.
Yeah, George got turned me on to Tony Hillerman too.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Dark Winds is kind of like a conglomeration of all the stories. It takes place over like maybe 20, 25 years, and it starts off with one set of characters and ends with another.
Oh, cool.
So,
Oh, great.
but I think the series kind of incorporates, different characters from all of the books.
As they do.
Make-
I like the.
Yeah, that guy does
grandfather.
comedy too. That actor. He actually does comedy too.
Is he? Yeah. Is he like
He's
that?
in that. He's in that one on Hulu, Reservation Dogs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
don't
one.
have Hulu.
That's a good series. A 3-season and done series about these kids on a reservation in Oklahoma. And it's
Yeah, I
funny.
started to watch it, but I lost Hulu. I couldn't. I only saw a couple episodes, but it was very well done.
Very well made. Each episode is like really funny and sometimes touching. Takes you through all the feels.
Yeah. Skinwalkers
Anyway, he's
was
actually
wild.
funny. It's like
When-
people are more multidimensional.
When
I guess
when George gave me Skinwalkers, right? I've been reading like Stephen King like forever, so Skinwalkers. Ooh, so I'm reading it, and I'm going, "When the fuck is the Skinwalkers gonna come out? Is it like at the end?" I said, "All right, surely they're gonna come out now. It's like wreak havoc all over the res." And then it was just a normal cop story. I was,
Yeah, it's Mike would like this because there's no supernatural. They only hint at supernatural
Yeah, but the
elements,
title-
based on belief systems. I know. It's like, dude.
you expect to see some Skinwalkers, right? I expected to see a Skinwalker too.
So it's like a clash of cultures, like you have, city educated, First Nations people, and you have, people who've lived on the res their whole life, and it's like kind of a clash of cultures.
Oh yeah, always has been, always will be.
And it's like the small town thing too, like really small town.
Yeah, tight. Tribe. Oh yeah, that's Sebastian Younger who wrote Perfect Storm. Wrote this one. It's my favorite of his. Tribe. Because he did the documentary, Reposo, I think it was called, about that fire base in Afghanistan. He embeds with them, and it's a documentary. It's a year with those guys, right? And he's not in it at all. You forget he's there. Matter of fact, you forget it's a documentary. Like one time there's a soldier. He's sitting there with his like big gun and shit. Somebody calls, says, "Who's over there with you?" And he says, "Just 2 civilians. The cameraman and that documentary guy." Yeah, that's right. 'Cause the whole time they're in it. They filmed them, but they're not in it. They're not part of it at all. And so there's a book like after when he comes back. he sees them. They're in Italy. They're just like, they've done their tour, and it's like how they miss. They don't miss the war. They just miss their friends. They miss those guys, And it's about like how we're geared to be that way. We're not supposed to be around like about 100, 150 people, about it, right? And then you look out for each other, and everybody has that's like when we're at the best mental capacity. When we're involved in a thing like that, like he uses an example of the Blitz in England. The government had prepared for a lot of mental health problems, so they set up hospitals to deal with stress, and it all like ended. Like they got a chance to study it. Like people who had problems, they disappeared because now like everybody had a purpose to look out for each other and help and all that. And then oddly enough, when it was over later, they all had these like fond memories of that, of being bombed nightly by Germany.
Taking care of each other.
Because of the camaraderie, yeah, because that's what we're supposed to be doing in the first place. Well, that's what
we had, you get some of that when there's like a local emergency, weather emergency, and people help, and neighbors help, and then there's this like afterglow of like people remembering that,
Yeah, and then people stepping up, and everybody's all amazed at look how these people are like stepping up to the things. No,
that's just what we do.
That's what we do.
Then afterwards, it's like, fuck that guy,
Yeah, it goes back to that, I guess.
It goes back to that right away.
I bet you he was the one that ate that extra biscuit.
That fucking biscuit eating motherfucker.
Yeah. Then he cuts you off on the highway. We're back to playing the game again. So yeah, this book was great. This book was great. A lot of things I did after reading that changed my direction in a big way. That's what I don't know, but I started getting a little more just letting things go, and like find things that are important and the things that are not important. It's just because that's just unfortunately we're not going back there. We're not going to be able to achieve unless.
Unless we,
well, maybe that's what people secretly yearn for, like a zombie apocalypse or the end of civilization, so they can go back to these small communities where they can depend on each other in smaller, more manageable communities.
Yeah, I think there's that. I think there's certainly some kind of weird desire in our culture for that to happen.
Just appear to be the truth.
Plus, also the adventure of being able to kill the zombies or your political enemies or whatever. We live these boring lives, and some of us are wired for adventure.
Yeah, voila. You have that hero fantasy. I know you do.
Everybody does, don't they?
Of course.
Right.
Whether they admit it or not, some people, some hero fantasies are more spectacular than others. Some just want to be able to go to the store and afford beer or something like
that. Yeah. After the apocalypse, we'll be. Oh man, remember grocery stores? Fuck. That was the shit. Remember grills? Remember burgers? Remember tabletop pies?
Tabletop pies.
I got obsessed by that, George, when we were out in Canada. For some fucking
reason. Yep.
Well, it was the sugar. I was addicted to like the worst sugar ever. Big Sugar had me. I didn't even know it. I was going through withdrawals.
Did you buy the short and curlies?
Yeah, like I forgot the cigarettes. Fuck.
It's like 1/3 of your biome is conditioned to enjoy, refined carbohydrates, and if you don't give it to them, they'll scream for it.
Oh yeah.
And they have all these like neural sensors down there saying like responding to this, and that's where the cravings come from. They want feed me sugar.
You're willing to commit crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, your gut is a separate brain.
Yeah. We'll make you do things.
There's so many neurons down there that they consider that a separate brain.
Yeah, make you do things, tell lies.
Yeah, it can control you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. 3 days without food, you'll be doing shit you never thought you would do.
That's right. I can't believe I just ripped that liver out of that guy. That was me. Little
Right. That's right. Hook have more connections with the reptilian part of the brain, perhaps, than the higher functioning, frontal cortex kind of
Yeah,
thing.
because that's the part that's the partnership that developed earliest.
Well, that's why we're here. I mean,
Well, yeah,
that's why we made it.
yeah.
We ran out there and got some sugar.
Give me some sugar, baby.
I won't stop until I get some.
I won't let you stop until you get some.
Yeah.
Please let me stop. No,
That's right.
no. You're gonna climb to the top of that tree for that one piece of fruit,
That's right.
buddy.
Oh, I had a wicked craving for chocolate last night. I had to just shut up. I don't know. I think I just went to bed early because I just had this mad craving for some sugar last night.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you
Always
got
got-
12 hour.
I always got like after supper, like wanting to have some kind of thing to crunch on, Nuts. Nuts are really good for that, And I always crave chocolate. And so I ate cacao beans and it kind of cured both of those cravings.
Still have some?
They're much no, I wish I did, but they're really expensive to eat like that. Eat a little handful of them and suddenly you're not craving chocolate anymore. It's got it doesn't taste like chocolate, but it's got all the chemicals that satisfy that, Plus it's crunchy and munchy like a nut.
That's a great. They're expensive, because they're so dense in nutrition and protein. Like anything like that, any real foods in the market that aren't processed tend to be the more expensive. And we're faced with aisles of cheap, cookies and potato chips and fried nonsense.
You seen the prices of beef? Holy shit.
Yeah.
I guess it was around Christmas time. I was in the store, and I was looking at like what roasts cost and steaks. I was like, holy shit. I haven't bought beef in so long. Like I didn't have any clue how expensive it had gotten.
You know how at Christmas they'll set out the racks of prime rib because a lot of people like to make prime rib, but like a 4-piece rack of prime rib is going to like $90 or something like that,
amazing.
and then a 6 is $160 it's an insane amount of money for something like that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So I don't know. I'll keep eating deer instead.
Yeah, it's
cheaper
from the meat department. Your grocery bill ain't too bad.
Right?
I said, yeah. When I fished, you get like trout, and your grocery bill is what you need is like vegetables and potatoes. That's it.
Yep.
Potatoes
works.
That's all you need.
That's
the Kennedy ancestors in me are telling me. That's all you need is potatoes. Add a little milk and butter to them. It's a perfect food. Eat it down. You can raise a nation with that.
Well, I got the munchies, and I just bought they call them cotton candy grapes, right?
Yes.
And they are fucking good. Oh my god!
When they come in, people go nuts for those things.
Well,
I've never heard of them. And is it just extra sugary or what?
Well,
they're bred for
sugar. You want to avoid refined sugar.
It's a flavor of grapes. It's like a bred grape. Different types of grapes they are bred to have this flavor. It was a high sugar content, but it's also has a unique flavor reminiscent of cotton candy.
Yep. And then there's this other one. It doesn't have a name on it. It was just these other grapes I got, and they taste like they're like cherries. They're like cherry grapes. There's like a hint in there. I'm going, whoa, what the fuck? This is like I think science made these.
In a couple of weeks, the cherries are coming out.
Oh
Whenever
yeah,
the cherries come out, man. We buy bags of them. I can't stop eating them.
Yeah, see, and don't worry about that sugar. I told you like a long time ago. Weight Watchers says don't worry about that. Don't even count them as points. Eat all the fruit you want. Just go fucking crazy.
I don't know, man. Once I was given a case of apples. What are they called? Macoons, right?
Mm.
And they're really sweet, high sugar content, you know. And they were just picked off the tree. And I ate one. I'm driving away from the orchard. I'm eating one. And like I had to pull over, and when I finished that one, get another one, right? And I was eating like, 5 or 6 of these a day, and I gained 5 pounds.
Yeah, I think apples are a little different. I read something on them.
Don't eat too many of them. Don't go crazy.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I actually don't hardly ever eat apples.
Wow, they're so good.
When they're fresh, like, yeah, we're coming up to the time where we're picking them off the trees here, like, a month or two, right? That's great.
September.
One of those peelers, like you just do this, right? It cores it and it takes the skin off, right? And then I hum it in the blender with almond milk. It actually makes a foam. Foam. So like apple mousse. It's
nice.
It's wonderful. It's the texture, it's everything you want. Plus, they're apples. And yeah, but that's coming up. Like the fruit's getting kind of sad right now. I mean, the oranges really sucked. There was hardly anything there.
It's the end of orange season.
Like things are disappearing.
Strawberries right now, June, end of June is strawberry season.
Yeah, I got.
You get fresh local strawberries, really good.
I got a bunch of
raspberries are ripening.
Nice.
It's showing a shot of the raspberries this morning.
Strawberry season to raspberry season, right into blueberries, and peaches.
I did.
And then apples at the end.
Last night I had what do they call berry medley, right?
Ooh.
It's frozen. There's raspberries, blueberries, there's some strawberries in there. It's like a mess of stuff, right? Yeah. And almond milk. It's a smoothie. I ate a ton of that, right? I didn't gain nothing. So don't be afraid of that shit.
I made a junk food smoothie. Yeah, the other day. Whole milk Greek yogurt, banana, frozen strawberries, and orange juice, and junk food. It was awesome. It was just like ice cream. Well, I don't know. It's considered.
I don't think you have to worry about. So here's the other thing: you don't have to worry about dairy fat either. That's the one that you don't have to
not at all. That whole milk Greek yogurt's wonderful. You can eat it like ice cream. It's so good.
Yeah. If you get the plain one, that's actually part of it. On my way down to 160, it was like experiments. Like
on your way down, can you afford to lose any more weight, Dave?
I'm not. That's the weird thing is like I seem to have reached this point, right, where weight loss isn't happening. I'm just leveled. I guess I'm at my weight.
That happened to me. No matter what you do, you're not going to go down. So
I'm not trying to. I'm just
your
maintaining it. It's more like 150. It's like I've seen 156, right? Like in the morning, but in the afternoon I'm 159. There's a swing of 5 pounds whenever you're weighing yourself, depending on how much water you've drank and all that other shit. But I am seeing 150 whatever, right? I haven't seen 160 in a while. It's like 158, 159, shit like that. And that's where I'm staying.
Nice.
So anyway, now, so there was all I do is put milk in my coffee and that's it. There's no other dairy in my life, no cheese, none of that shit. Because when I stopped that's when like I dropped some more, right? I went, okay. And then bread. That was the other one, pastas and bread. And then that's when I made more.
That's like the worst.
And that's pretty much it as far as whole milk in my coffee. And that's like pretty much the end of it when it comes to that. Dairy, no cheese, no bread, no. I do take
butter and cheese, bread, man.
Like Mikey was saying, yeah. Like I have a slice a day, not every day, but I'll allow myself one. You know, like dump a can of tuna and oil on it on a slice of bread, let it all soak in, it becomes an event. That's pretty awesome, actually. The other day I made something that was really good. It was like a can of tuna, right? But then I made like a sauce of onions and these fancy olives, these like Italian olives and shit. So I made like this and I poured it over the top. I said, "Oh, look at me!" Right? All I need is like some kind of leaf, like a mint leaf. Throw that top of it. Fancy.
Well, you gotta take pictures of it and post it all over the internet, Dave. You know, you gotta post pictures of your food before you eat it.
Yeah, I could be the chef. You know? Chef. Oh, whatever. How do you spell that?
I like the 3-egg breakfast. Just no toast or anything. Just 3 eggs cooked in butter. And
Yeah,
to
no
me,
butter.
that's my favorite breakfast. No butter though, huh?
No dairy, no, none. Just milk, just like I said, whole milk and coffee, and that's the end of it.
So I went on this like intermittent fasting thing, and when I really lost a lot of weight was I just ate dairy and meat and stuff like that, and no fruit and no carbs, and I lost like a bunch of weight. Then I got hurt, and it all came back. But then I did try to do the same diet again, and just didn't lose anything. My body was like, "Oh, you're not doing that to me again."
Yeah. Well, this is like foods that I like, so well I can live with.
Yeah, I liked it too. That was a really it was a really I was never hungry. I ate as much as I want, you know. It was all good stuff, all good tasting stuff, you know. But I can't, stay on that keto part of it.
I love fruit though, because especially
Yeah,
this
fruit,
past week
man.
with the cotton candy grapes, that was new. I went, oh yeah, because it's like you could just keep going on this adventure, you know. I mean, there's all kinds of great shit you ain't even tried yet, you know.
Yeah.
One of the things I
No
do if I go
substitute.
shopping, right? They say don't go shopping when you're hungry because you'll buy the wrong stuff, right? What I do is I promise myself something.
Mm.
I'm gonna take care of that. I'm gonna get this one thing, and then I'll take care of that, and I'll get what I came for. And usually try some fruit I've never tried before. There's always some like weird looking thing in the. You're like, what is that? It's $5. I don't know what. I'll get it. See what it is. It's this weird shaped thing. How do you eat it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Cut it open.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That was kiwi for me the first time. I didn't know how to eat it. I ate the skin.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the pit, and it was like nothing. I was like, what the fuck, right? And then the box says you can eat everything but the skin, but that's all it said on the box. And then
Really?
I yelled, why? Like,
I eat the skin.
did I just poison myself? What the fuck? Because it said don't eat
I eat the skin of kiwis. I just eat them right down.
Oh, it's better if you don't. Yeah, because
Yes.
it's not hard to peel. I like to you can gut it too. You can cut it in two and scoop it out.
Yeah. I just eat them.
It's like furry.
Yeah. So. Did you ever eat a
It's so cool looking.
Did you ever eat the artichoke heart?
Oh yeah, yeah. I got them. That's pot. I can eat those. Yeah, I can go downtown on them.
They have that spiky part you got to get rid of.
You gotta watch out for them. Like if they're older too, they're like it's like you bit a porcupine, or like a porcupine just attacked your tongue. You have all these spikes coming out, and they're staying a while. They'll still be a few the next day. Fuck, I always forget.
You got to get rid of that part.
Yeah, the heart. If it's not, Italians roast them. They're good roasted. They're really good roasted.
Yeah, wonderful.
So you can roast these? I didn't know when I saw it there. Like, whoa, they throw everything on the fire.
Yeah.
Well, Yolanda came out to a fire we had in your backyard. Mike was there, and she roasted them right there for us.
Oh yeah.
And she served them up drenched in olive oil and garlic and stuff.
Those and the roasted escarole heads.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
That was really good.
And eggplant. Eggplant with grill marks. Yeah, there's a shit.
Wonderful stuff, no doubt. Good eats. I saw Mike the other day, and I think he's got like almost 10 fig trees, like getting bigger and stuff.
Oh, good for him.
And he's even found a variety that supposed to endure the northern climate, so you don't have to. I mean, he takes some into his basement for the
winter.
for the yes, for the winter, and then but there were some that were bred to be kept out, over the winter and whatnot. And it's nothing like a fresh fig, it just pops
Oh
open
no, they're
and
great.
just
They're wonderful.
wonderful stuff.
I've had
My
them.
neighbor,
Yeah.
I had never had fresh figs. I always had the dried ones, concentrated sugar.
Yeah.
And we did the thing where you split them and you put an almond inside and roast them. And my neighbor was from Cranston. He had figs. He's like, "You never had a fresh fig?"
I remember
Like,
that
no,
guy.
it's the best thing you ever eaten in your life. I'm like, really? It's the
Yeah.
best fruit. It's the best. Like, better than strawberries? Oh, way better than strawberries.
I agree.
Oh,
And he goes, when I get ripe figs, I'm gonna let you try one. And so I'm expecting better than strawberries, And I bite into this fresh fig, and not only is it not even close to strawberries, but it didn't have the sugar that a dried fig had. I expected something like, really
Well, his
intense.
wasn't very good, Mike.
I agree that his probably wasn't as good as they get,
wrong
because they get
place.
very good.
It's a Foster
And
fig.
I can understand, like, strawberries have their own unique wonder, and so do figs. And figs have that same blast of delicious, sugar and refreshment that
so you're
strawberry
both in the
does,
better
but in
than
a little bit
strawberries
different
camp.
way. Well, then that's, I wouldn't
Are you
say
guys
anything
both
like
in the-
that, but
I
Dave
found them in
says
Italy
so.
where they're actually from, in the climate they're supposed to be in. And it was,
yeah,
for
they're
me, a religious
Mediterranean,
experience, man.
North
It was,
Africa.
yeah, I'd have to agree. But it was there, and I was amazed. My eyes just widened, I remember your neighbor, right?
It
I
is,
forgot his name, though.
George.
George, right. George.
Yeah.
And he used to bury it, right? He had a hole. It was in a hole, like in a ditch. And then
He had one of them
it.
like that.
He bent it over and covered it or some shit.
My great grandfather did that. He would dig almost all the way around the tree, but he'd leave some of it as a hinge. Then he'd bend it over and put tarps over it, and then bury it with leaves.
And you never had any of his figs?
No, he ate them all as they came off the tree.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have them, man. They're wonderful, and just, but like everything's unique. I wouldn't say one was better than the other, but it's wonderful that we have everything. We have figs, we have strawberries, we have peaches.
Figure that out.
We have, I mean, they're all wonderful in their own way. They're both incomparable.
I know, but he built it up into something that I was expecting.
that's-
I was expecting something more.
I know he ruined it.
He ruined it.
Just let you just here try this.
Yeah. Tell me it's better than strawberries. I don't know if there's anything better than strawberries.
They didn't let you think about it for months.
Yeah.
There you are hoeing. There's no way a fig's better than a strawberry. I mean, this is coming up all the time while you're driving and you're going to work.
I mean, I had strawberries.
Better than strawberries. I might have something that's better than strawberry in my future.
Yeah.
Foster figs.
I want strawberries and figs. That makes life wonderful. And cotton candy grapes.
Cotton candy grapes.
You got to grow them.
And like fresh Macintosh apples in late September and
Mac,
stuff.
man.
And
Fresh off the tree, there's nothing better, man. Holy cow.
And we had that's the life, Mike. That's actually that's a high point, right? Baked, running into that orchard, grabbing some, running out.
Yeah.
And then, man, I think I could eat like 5. I think 5. I remember they're just like, oof, oof. I don't think 5. Maybe I get into the 5th one.
Who was it I was talking to? They were from Bardens. They were a part of the Barden family.
Yeah.
And I was saying, oh, yeah, we used to steal apples at White Oak. And they went, oh, good, you went to White Oak.
Yeah, well.
You didn't steal any from Bardens, did you? It's like, no, it's on the road, White Oak, it's out in the woods. We could get to White Oak from the path in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, there was all that talk of the rock salt. There's that. He's got rock salt. He'll shoot your ass. Put rock salt in your ass. Now, how you gonna lie to your father about that? Where'd you get the rock salt in your ass?
rock salt in the ass.
Oh, that had everything. That had everything, right?
Had the cows staked out in the orchard out in the back there.
Remember that
Belgian.
that stone wall? It got fancy there. it like had like it was square, and it even had like a place for a gate. They were like these towers, and it was all done with rocks from this field.
Yeah.
That one little section, that was like that was the entrance. That was like crossing the line right here. We're going through a doorway almost. Yeah. Or I'm
I remember
overthinking
being
it.
really
I don't
careful
even know
about.
about memory anymore. Did I read that?
My
in a book?
grandfather made a big deal to teach me. Like he had these plum trees and pear tree in his yard. He made a big deal out of teaching me like to be very careful about not breaking the branches. When you're picking, twist and be careful. So whenever I was with kids going to steal apples at the White Oak, I'm like, no, don't break the branches.
It was like, ah,
Yeah. Like, no, do it this way.
yeah,
You
no,
want
fuck that.
Yeah, we weren't so careful that time. We pulled over that orange orchard out in California, and we just filled the back seat with
Whoa.
oranges.
Whoa, you're
we
taking a chance, man.
I think we kind of damaged some of those trees in our zeal to get it done quick and fast, make a quick hit and run. But we had oranges all the way across back to Rhode Island.
Wow.
8 orange.
I've never picked an orange. I don't think I've seen them growing in California. I don't think they were ripe yet when I was going through there.
Yeah, it just so happened we were there when they were ripe, and it was someplace east of LA that we just pulled over and saw the orange grove. There were no fences, and we just pulled over and said yes.
Before drones.
Yeah. Before a rock salt shotgun.
Yeah, drones armed with rock
could aim on us. Could beat us down,
Don't think that ain't a thing. And if it ain't a thing, it's gonna be a thing. Rock salt drones.
No, I did when we went to Sequoia. The orange was ripe. It was like springtime. They were still having oranges.
You picked one?
No, I never picked one. We drove through the orange groves in Visalia. Visalia had orange groves.
I picked a lemon.
California has everything. Fig groves to orange groves. They can grow just about anything in California.
Yeah, driving across the Central Valley is amazing. Just, one field after another of like just this, zucchinis as far as the eye can see, and drive for 15 minutes and it's zucchinis, all of a sudden it's onions, and just onions as far as you can see. And
yeah, there's a lot of mountain rivers, Central Washington's like that. It's like it's desert, but there's these big giant rivers running through it, and you can irrigate fucking everything. Just Yakima was all hops.
Yes.
And apples.
Oh, yeah.
Washington State apples. Go from there. I picked some of those. Yeah. Those I picked. I went on a flatbed with Mexican brothers. Yeah, they were funny because they said, I let the gringo come. The farmer didn't want nothing to do with me. What the fuck you doing here? And I was let's just try it. I need money. I did. I mean, I baked donuts, but I tried to find something to do on the weekends. I worked in a diner. I volunteered at a mission, but I could eat there for free. I was working places where I could just eat, right? The diner I could eat. And the first thing I did when I was bussing. So the first thing I did was went to the milk machine and like 2 big glasses of milk, right? And like you
oh yeah,
it's
the one.
Going, thank you. Oh yes.
Yeah. The big sack of milk you put in the milk dispenser. It had like the rubber hose at the bottom, and I remember those.
I'm ready to bus. You get that job in a second. Just walk in. Need a bus boy? Yes.
Yes, that's the best job on
Have
the
a
road
sandwich?
is finding
Absolutely.
work in a restaurant. Yeah.
We'll work for sandwich.
Yes.
So they used to pick all the green ones. They're supposed to be all red, but they pick greens, whatever, right? And then put red ones on top. They put red ones aside, so they top off the top. Everybody knew it, but because the farmer wants to present a basket with reds too on top.
Yeah.
Just, they're all wink, wink, wink. You know. And,
Well, that's another one that has to be shipped green. A lot of fruit has to be shipped green and ripen on the way or artificially ripened by gases and whatnot.
yeah, looks has
because
a lot to do with it.
They're not going to survive cross-country trips, unless you have some kind of process involved. Fresh fruit has a short shelf life.
Yeah.
Well, the farmer had said specifically that he wanted reds all the way to the bottom. That's what they were supposed to be picking. So I don't even know what the fuck that's about.
Well, probably the local people, the local distributors could do that. But if you were going to ship them to Rhode Island, you'd have to have them green picked and
this was just a giant
ripened.
operation.
It's carefully timed.
There was a place that made those roll-ups, the fruit roll-ups. There was a plant there. They take all the nasty shit on the ground, There's like bees in them and shit, right? And they went off to that. They had a big auger. And it took all these gross apples up, and it came out fruit roll-ups on the other end. Like, I always wanted to roll one out. It'd be great if I saw, like, a smashed bee in there. It'd be fucking good.
Used to be, that's what your apple cider was made out of, the drops.
Yeah.
With all the bugs and whatever, just crushed up. Now they're not allowed to do that. No? Unless you have, you have to have a radiator.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And all the juice has to pass through this irradiator.
Well, you filter and pasteurize it. You can't sell in some states apple cider with that. It's not filtered and pasteurized.
It's fine.
Well, they boil it.
It's not,
they filter it. They filter out the bees and they boil it for quality.
They filter out the bees.
Yeah.
They don't.
We have a title.
Filter out the bees.
It's always George.
Yeah, so
I think it's just because you pick something, I say.
Dan Paulsino, he ended up getting one of those. It's like a black light,
You say like it irradiated, like the local producers using.
Yeah, so that they can still make cider.
Oh.
But that's just ultraviolet
Yeah.
light, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it kills the bacteria that, because of the deer shit, because of the increased amount of deer shit in the field, the apple that dropped that you're picking up to make cider with could have landed in deer shit.
Well, yeah, most definitely.
So
it's not uranium-238 then that they're using.
Yeah, they park it over at Chernobyl for a while.
Glow in the dark. Geez, my refrigerator, I can see everything in there.
Yeah.
That light's been out for 6 months, but the refrigerator, I can see everything.
Look, I see the ghost of an apple. Oh, wait, that's a real apple. And it's glowing.
That jug of cider is glowing.
Remember finding glowing shit? We found that glowing moss.
Yeah.
There's things there's other things that glow. There's things that glow at night. It looks fucking wild, Yeah, that moss. We didn't even know what it was. We're like looking at it. We had no way of illuminating it. And I put it in my pocket.
A lot of things have bioluminescence.
Yeah. Yeah, what do they call that? Oh, there's a word for that.
Bioluminescence.
Yeah, but there's a name for that particular fungus that grows on.
Foxfire.
Foxfire.
Foxfire. I think I knew that too. I forgot. Yep. Now I know it again.
Now you know it again.
That was cool. And it made trails.
Yeah.
It was like, ooh, what is this mysterious substance I found in the woods?
There was this one little pine tree that had it on every branch. So the pine tree itself was all illuminated. I'm like, am I seeing this or am I seeing this?
Yeah, right. Because you never know. There's a lot of things I was puzzling over. There's a whole night of it. What's this now? Everything's breathing.
Everything's breathing.
The ground's breathing.
Saw Steel Pulse the other night.
Where?
Up at Hampton Beach.
No kidding. Wow.
It was what a pretty wild show.
Was it still the
At
same
an
old
old
guys or
ballroom.
what?
Yeah, 50-year anniversary. Well, they had a couple of new guys in there, but they
Was
were.
that
It
number
was a
again?
great show. They had these placards on the wall in the ballroom that said like Led Zeppelin. You know, it was there in 1969. Jethro Tull was there in 1971.
Wow.
Duke Ellington. You know, like that.
Wow.
Louis Armstrong.
That's,
It was just like this old ballroom, kind of like Rhodes on the Patuxent. You know, that they have rock and roll shows.
You guys
But yeah,
seen
it was
the,
great.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, and I was going to say they had this opening act. They had this opening band. It's from Massachusetts called Over the Bridge. You know, kind of obscure, but you know they couldn't. You know, it wasn't quite the same vibe as everybody's waiting for. You know, this big, authentic reggae band to come out and play and stuff like this. And so near the end, the bass player of Steel Pulse comes out and he plugs in his bass and he gets right in the guitar player's face, and the bass is so loud the whole building is shaking, and he's like right in his face playing like this, and they're like trying to get the band into this vibe, because they were kind of like lacking, and of course the band picked up on it and they started to really kick in, but it's just
come
kinda
on, we're
interesting.
paying for this.
Yeah, it's I don't, maybe you guys have. I don't have as many concert experiences as you guys do, but the bass in this, it was so loud. I've never heard a bass like that, so loud and just booming through
reggae.
your whole body is shaking, the building is shaking.
In
Just
reggae,
so
the bass
visceral.
is like a lead instrument. It's like the melody instrument is the bass, and the
Ah,
guitar is there for rhythm. It's the bass that's got the melody.
I'm thinking
It's really
Immigrant
important.
Song.
Oh yeah. Hey, did you guys see Becoming Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, we talked about this.
yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oop, my brain's going.
No, I'm worried about you. Yeah, last week.
Sorry, man. But it's a good show. It's good
How about
to be.
Firefly?
It's like
Did you watch that, Mike?
Yeah, I've been watching
Firefly.
that one. That one and the one that George recommended, Furiosa.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you see that? What did you think of that?
I did. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, just a fun thing, not
Yeah.
too nutty,
Did you guys ever see Prey?
Yeah.
That's good, right? Did you
Yeah.
see it, George?
Not yet. I got it.
It's good. It's really good, actually. Surprisingly good.
It's like one of the better of that.
Of the Predator series,
Yeah.
or the
The only thing you'll go is like because it's a long time ago, like fur trappers and whatnot, So.
Oh wait, it's a girl boss thing though.
But
You
the
won't
other thing
like-
is,
well, I
it's
mean,
like,
like in Furiosa, it wasn't that bad. I'm just it's taken to the nutty degree in some movies
oh no,
and
I
stuff
expect
like
a good
this.
time. I have no doubt that it's great.
But
I just haven't got around to
I
watching
think
it.
Furiosa was just right. It was just the kind of thing,
Oh, I
wasn't
love that shit.
too
I
love
like
Mad
looking
Max.
at
I
her
don't care.
anyway.
I don't care.
Yeah.
There's no way you can fucking. Those are real. They're practical effects. They're all these great fucking vehicles they made so they can just destroy them on a road. You gotta be
Yes,
fucking
they
kidding me. That director.
they really made those vehicles.
He's a-
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually
That's
came back.
fucking-
He came back with that last. I got it.
Oh, did you see?
Fury Road.
You see
He says, "This is how you do a movie," and you say, "Yeah, that's how you do a movie." Did you
But-
see that Fury Road?
yeah. Did you
The
see
guitar with
the Mel
fucking
Gibson?
Fire? Give me a break. This was so
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
good.
It was total nuts. It was,
I know.
yeah. It
That's entertainment.
It was total nuts.
In Furioso, though, you've seen Mad Max. They had a cameo of Mad Max up on this promontory looking down at Furioso walking across the desert.
Oh really? I missed that.
With his interceptor car standing there with his dog and like looking down at him. Did you see that? I
Mel
don't know if
Gibson?
you caught that.
I didn't notice that.
I don't know. I don't think it was Mel Gibson, but they had someone standing there like in character looking that was the Road
No,
Warrior.
yeah, because
thing.
there's two. Because there's Harding too. There's two guys have played Mad Max.
Oh yeah, it's that
Tom Harding. Fury Road
No.
is Tom Harding.
Yeah, that
Mad
guy.
Max is Mel Gibson.
Yep. Anyway, any recommendations?
No, because that's all I saw.
Well, Doc wins, but you guys saw that. I mean, that's why I watched. Oh, I watched Hitchcock. It was done in 2012.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Good.
with
It's
Anthony
about him making
Hopkins.
Psycho.
Yeah,
Um,
it's Scarlett Johansson.
it's
Mike
Janet Leigh.
is in
It's
that.
good.
That plays Janet Leigh. That is good. That's very nicely done.
Fuck, that's an hour already.
Amazing.
Amazing how that goes.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You got any plans for the
Time.
day?
Just the usual shopping and trucking people around and taking care of people, our usual Saturday. The rain. I guess it's going to rain all day.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. I think all weekend.
My plans got washed out today.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm doing. But you guys have a good day, whatever you do. And all you people out in YouTube land.
Yeah, YouTube land.